those are correctly. When I get to the 1-4 and this was trans, you needed to have either axial, axial, equatorial, equatorial, or reverse, right? Important that you just have them in the right places. So they both needed to be axial, axial in one chair, equatorial, equatorial in the other chair. Of course, it goes without saying that this is the most stable chair. All right, so that's the most stable chair by far. When you get to the 1-2, and again, this time is cis 1-2, take a look that this document came from somebody else. It's straight lines, no wedges and dashes. You needed to have them into axial equatorial or equatorial axial. So all you're doing is switching, okay? Take a look at how this is done. They're only putting one line. Are you seeing that there's only one line? I come over here and this is 1-4 and it's cis. So again, you want them both pointing in the same direction. So either axial, equatorial, or the flip, the equatorial and axial. Okay? Oh my gosh, what is going on? I did the ring flip, yeah. Okay, we get to that 1-3-5. This one would be called the 1-3-5. And you have to pick a place to start. All right, so you're picking a place to start. If you choose to start with a bromine, that's fine. Okay, I'm starting with a bromine and I want this to be cis to the bromine. Okay, so if this is my start and this is bromine and I want it to be cis, they're both pointing down. And then this will be opposite, so down and up. So you need to have, in one chair, axial, equatorial, equatorial. So check your chairs. One chair needs to have axial, equatorial, equatorial. The other chair ends up having equatorial, axial, axial. That's what I'm going to be looking for, okay? That's what I'm going to be looking for. If you do this, which I don't have a problem with this, if you go ahead and you draw this, you need to do a lot more work than this, because this becomes a little bit confusing of what I'm looking at, okay? So the moment that you put another line and you call that a bromine, you have to fill in the hydrogen so that we know. It's everybody. So the moment that you put here a hydrogen, then I'm looking for this as a methyl, and the hydrogen, this is a methyl. That gets very complicated. Seriously, it gets very complicated. It's best to just go ahead and just do the one lines, right? Just do the one lines and call it a day. That's the easiest way around it, is to go like that. Okay, and the very last one, this is what happened with the very last one. With the very last one, you either have them all axial, so there will be all axials, or they will be all equatorials. I'm actually most of the day. All right, yeah, that's great. All right, so then we either have them all axial, so you would have them all, the four positions, up, up, down, down, or then you can then switch them all and they're all equatorial. Yes?
When you switch it, they gotta look at something it's not for the pattern. You switch it around. I guess
It really doesn't matter. I mean, like if you have this like that, so if your chair is like so, here, the whole idea is that you start doing all of these changes and you end up like that. So this carbon that was axial here, when you do that whole flip, that will be the carbon that is now equatorial over here. But, you know, we don't even bother too much with this. You know, and it doesn't matter which one is your carbon 1 or your carbon 2. You know, it really doesn't make a big difference on how that goes. Okay? Why did I let him go? I'm going to go get him again. All right. So let's take a look at, is everybody okay with the chairs?
No.
No? What
I have a
happened?
question for the
But that's what she was saying, that's what she was saying. Like this current one, all of a sudden, where did it go, you know? So it really doesn't matter. What is important is that you have 1, 2 adjacent and 1, 2 adjacent, because these guys were like 1, 2 to one another.
So this would be correct.
That would be not correct.
Okay,
Okay, but wait. She says this will be correct. Well, let's see. This is 1, 2. This is your 1, 2, and there. So let's take a look. I mean, remember that I have to grade all these papers. So these are 1, 3 apart, and her 1, 3 apart are correct because they're 6, so they're pointing up and up. These 1, 2 are opposite, and they're up and down. Okay? These 1, 2 are opposite, and they're up and down. So that's correct. But when I get to here, again, these were 1, 2, 3. They were up and up, they're down and down. But now this ones here are down and down. And down is cis, and that should be trans. So that has to go this way. And the same thing with this one. You're welcome. So is everybody following what you need to do with the orientation of what you have to do?
We'll do it on chart.
Good with the chair? All right. We're stepping away from the chairs,
Start way.
stepping away from the chairs, and we're going back again to what we were doing. Back again with what we were doing with the discussion packet. And in the discussion packet, it says